Hey there, and welcome. If you've ever had that dream of pulling a perfectly crisp, super sweet carrot straight out of your own garden, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to crack the carrot code. We're going to go on a journey from one of the absolute tiniest seeds in the garden all the way to a seriously satisfying harvest. All right, let's get into it.
You know, that quote just nails it, doesn't it? There is literally no comparison between a carrot you buy at the store and one you've just pulled from the ground moments ago. That fresh-picked sweetness, that incredible crunch, it's a flavor you just can't buy. And honestly, that's why we're doing this.
Okay, so first things first, let's get to the really fun part. If you think carrots are just, orange, get ready. Because the world of homegrown carrots is this spectacular rainbow of colors and shapes you won't believe.
And what's so cool is that these aren't just for looks. They all have their own unique flavors. I mean, you can grow these deep purple carrots like a purple dragon that has this little spicy kick. Or buttery solar yellow ones. There are even these perfectly round little Parisian heirlooms that are just awesome for growing in pots, or if you have heavy soil. This is the kind of variety you can only get when you grow your own.
So what exactly is a carrot? Well, botanically speaking, it's what we call a biennial. That means it has a 2-year life cycle. In its first year, it puts all its energy into making that big, sweet, nutritious taproot that we all love to eat. But if you were to leave it in the ground, in year 2, it would use all that stored up energy to pop up some flowers and make seeds. That's why we always harvest in year 1, before that root gets all woody and tough.
And of course, carrots are just crazy good for you. We all know about the vitamin A and beta-carotene for our eyes, right? But they're also loaded with other vitamins. And here's a little pro tip for you. Do not throw away those feathery green tops. They're totally edible, and they're packed with even more vitamin C and K than the root itself. You can just blend them up into a really delicious pesto. Now, before we get into the how-to, just a quick and friendly reminder. This explainer is for your information only. If you need any specific medical or nutritional advice, please make sure you talk to a health professional. All right, let's jump into section 2. Look, if you only remember one thing from our time together today, let it be this. Perfect carrots start and end with perfect soil. Seriously, this is the one step you just can't skip.
In this slide just shows you the difference perfectly. Think about it. That tender little taproot, it needs a clear, easy path to grow straight down. The moment it hits a rock or a hard clump of clay or even a pocket of rich manure that hasn't broken down, it's going to fork or twist or split. That's how you get those hilarious, multi-legged comedy carrots. They taste fine, but if you want those beautiful straight roots, the secret is right there in that success column. Loose, loamy, slightly acidic soil.
So how do you actually get there? Well, it's a pretty simple 3-step process. First, you've got to go deep. We're talking at least a foot. Then you amend what you've got. Compost is great for nutrients, and sand really helps to lighten up the texture. And finally, you have to be super picky about removing any and all rocks or clumps. And hey, if you've got heavy clay soil, don't worry. Raised beds are your best friend. They let you create the perfect soil mix from scratch.
Okay, section 3. You've made the perfect bed, and now it's time for the delicate art of sowing the seeds. Honestly, getting these teeny tiny seeds to sprout is probably the first big challenge for a lot of gardeners.
And here it is, the golden rule of planting carrots. You have to sow them directly where they're going to grow. That main taproot is incredibly sensitive. If you disturb it by transplanting, you're almost guaranteed to get a stunted or forked carrot. So please, whatever you do, just walk right past those little carrot seedlings you sometimes see for sale at the garden center.
Okay, here are the details you need. Carrots like cool weather, so you can plant them pretty early. But you have to plant them shallow, just a 1/4 inch deep, that's it. Now the seeds themselves, they're like dust, they're so tiny, which makes spacing a real pain. A fantastic trick is to mix the seeds with some sand. It helps you sprinkle them way more evenly. Or you can just buy seed tapes. But the most important part, you have to be patient. It can take up to 3 full weeks for them to sprout, so don't you dare give up on them.
This right here, this gets to the heart of the #1 reason people fail with carrots. Because the seeds are so shallow and they take so long to sprout, the top layer of soil can dry out in a flash or form this hard crust. And if a seed starts to germinate and then dries out, even once, it's game over. Consistent moisture is absolutely everything.
And this little hack is how you solve that problem. Seriously, the board trick is genius. You just lay a simple plank of wood or a piece of burlap right over the row you planted. It creates this perfect little microclimate that locks in moisture and keeps the sun from baking the surface. The only catch is you have to check under it every single day, and the second you see those first little green sprouts, you take that board right off.
So your seeds have finally sprouted. Yes! Congratulations! Now we're moving into the growing phase. This whole section is about the simple but really essential jobs that will make sure your carrots grow big and strong. Now I know this is the hardest thing for any gardener to do, but it is so important. Carrots will not get bigger if they're crowded. You have to thin them out. The best way to go about it is in 2 stages. And here's the key technique. Don't pull them. Use a small pair of scissors and just snip the extra ones right at the soil line. If you pull them, you risk damaging the delicate roots of the carrots you actually want to keep. All right, it's time to meet the villain of our carrot story, the carrot rust fly. It's a tiny little fly, but its larvae can cause some major headaches. They can smell carrots from like half a mile away, and they will burrow into the root and create these rusty-looking tunnels, basically ruining your beautiful crop. But don't worry, we have a defense plan. Your best bet is a physical barrier, like an insect mesh that you put down right after you plant the seeds. And when you do have to thin your carrots, which releases that tempting carrot smell, try to do it on a calm evening when the flies aren't as active. Watering right after helps wash that scent away. Oh, and planting them near onions or garlic can help confuse the pests by masking the smell. We've done the prep, we've sown the seeds, we've cared for them, and now this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Section 5, the harvest. This is where all that patience really, truly pays off.
This is the big question, right? Especially if it's your first time growing them. You can't see what's going on under the ground, so how in the world do you know when it's the right time to pull them up?
Thankfully, there are a few really good clues to look for. First, check your seed packet for the days to maturity. That'll give you a rough idea. Generally, if you see lots of healthy green tops, that's a good sign there's a decent-sized root underneath. But the best way is to just gently brush away a little soil at the base of the greens. You should be able to see the shoulders of the carrot peeking through, and you can judge its size right there. And now for the perfect pull. Watering the day before you harvest makes a world of difference. There's also this neat little trick. Push down on the carrot just a tiny bit before you twist and pull up. It helps break the soil's grip. But here is the most important final step. As soon as that carrot is out of the ground, twist the green tops right off. If you leave them on, they'll just keep pulling moisture out of the root, and your carrot will go soft and limp in no time.
Oh, I just love this final piece of advice. Don't be scared of a little frost on your fall carrot crop. When the plant feels that cold snap, it starts converting its starches into sugars to protect itself, kind of like a natural antifreeze. And the result is an unbelievably sweet carrot. Underground honey. I mean, is that a perfect description or what?
So there you have it. From the magic of all those colorful varieties to the science of perfect soil and the simple hacks for success, you are now totally ready to grow your own. The only question left is, which one are you going to start with? The purple dragon? The solar yellow? The journey to that ultimate crunchy satisfaction is all yours. Good luck and happy growing.